Enjoying the morning so far. Just waiting for my presentation to be on screen. It should come in a couple of minutes. Here we are. Okay, so today we're going to talk about developing, running, and managing applications with a platform as a service. So before we talk about that, I just want to do just a quick introduction, which has been removed, I believe. You've changed my slides, that's fine. Okay, we just straight into the topic. Okay, just very quickly, why do I talk today? So Maestrano is a company that is an integration platform as a service. So what we do is we work with large companies and we help them build cloud-connected platforms to serve their SMEs better. So through that journey, what happens is that we deal with a lot of cloud infrastructure, we deal with a lot of different applications, we integrate them, we do reporting, etc. So that's why I'm talking today, and I want to share with you some of the knowledge that we have developed over the year. Now we have only 13 minutes remaining, so I'll try to go straight to the point on platform as a service and managing apps. So let's go back to the basics, just 2 minutes. What's a PaaS? So what's a PaaS? So pretty much on the left side, you've got your developers. Okay, your developers are working on code, they're working on making your app beautiful. On the other side, you've got your millions of customers waiting for your app and using it every day. And in the middle, you've got a big box, which you don't care about, and that's called a platform as a service. So pretty much the concept is your developers do what they do best, they work on your application in conjunction with your sales guys, with your business guys, and then they push that to the cloud, and pretty much it's up and ready to serve everything. Now, this you don't care box can be for a lot of things. It can be for hosting, it can be for database, it can be for data management, big data, etc., etc. At the end of the day, all that matters is that you actually don't care about that. It typically includes, and that's what you should expect when you manage a PaaS or when you use a platform as a service, it will typically handle the build of your application, it will handle the deployment, the scalability, the resiliency, etc. But at the end of the day, you don't care. For most of you, please don't reinvent the wheel. Especially if you've got engineers internally, it can be really fun, really sexy to build a platform as a service. You actually have a lot. Thank you. You actually have a lot of services out there that can help you push your application to production, make it available to hundreds of thousands of users. Out of all these providers, typically the one I recommend if you're not specialized in infrastructure is Heroku. So the Salesforce guys will be happy in the room, but these guys are really advanced and they will pretty much do everything for you. You just need to push code, they will do the rest. Now, if you want to go a little bit more on the geek side, you can go onto using typically Red Hat OpenShift, you can use Docker Cloud, you can use a lot of other platform as a service, but if this is not your specialty, then in this case, I truly recommend that you look at a platform as a service that just delivers what you need, okay? It's no need to re-engineer everything, you've got a lot of services out there, and I've put a link here which is called paasstandard.org, which contains all the popular platform as a service on the web. Go on it and look for the platform that you need. Now, for many reasons, compliance, because you want to have ownership, because you want to have the control of your platform, you may actually need to build a platform as a service yourself. That's what happens in banks, that's what happens in audit firms, in a lot of different industries. They need to be in control of the platform. Or maybe because you need to actually package your service and deliver it to your customer. So you may actually have to deal with platform as a service technologies. So in this case, can you move to the next one? That's not the one. Not the one either. Here we are. Okay, if you have to build your own platform as a service, what I recommend is to use standard technologies. So typically, you've got a big trend in the industry at the moment, which started in 2014, 2015, called Docker. Think about Docker as a new generation virtual machine for your data center. And around that, you actually have a full ecosystem that started to develop, most of them being open source. So a full ecosystem that provides you all the tools to run your own platform as a service. So typically, if you use platforms like Doku, like Davis, like Flink, for example, they will deliver you the same experience as what you would get from Heroku typically. So seamless deployment for your developers with a peaceful state of mind of knowing that you actually control the infrastructure. If you go back to the basic, if you go back to infrastructure, it means you really know what you're doing. Otherwise, use one of these platforms. It's the safest way to actually build a platform as a service and stay in a standard that is supported by a startup, Docker, which is not anymore a startup, which is backed by the industry and backed by a lot of VCs. So now it has become a standard. Go back. Now, before you build a platform as a service, because so far I've been talking about services, I've been talking about technology, what you need to think about is your company experience. How do you want to develop applications? How do you want your marketing to work with your sales guys, with your engineers, etc., etc. So you want to think about the company experience because having a PaaS doesn't solve everything. It's only a technological tool. What you need to think about is how you're going to use it. And that's certainly the most important criteria to consider. So a few key points to consider when you're choosing a platform as a service, or even when you are thinking internally about what it will bring to you. These are a few criteria to consider. So what's your objective? Is it only simplicity and developer efficiency? Maybe you don't need a PaaS internally. In this case, use one of the services I mentioned at the beginning of the presentation. Now, if you need to actually standardize the way you work, to package your application for other customers, etc., maybe you need to move into a Docker approach where you can easily package your app and deliver it to your customers. If it's about resiliency, cost management, be careful about this one. So cost management is a false friend. It's not because you have your own PaaS, it's not because you have your own infrastructure that it will be cheaper. Yes, services like Heroku are expensive, and some tech guys will tell you that. What they don't tell you is that these services are actually less expensive than their annual salary. And that's the thing to consider, the maintenance and how many people you need to manage a PaaS. So again, be careful with cost management. If you're not at scale yet, building your own PaaS will not be cost effective. So be careful when you consider that. Then security control and audit management. We have our own PaaS internally. And one of the main drivers for building a platform as a service was actually standardizing the access to services and have one control framework to access the apps for our operations team, for our developer team. And that's a key criteria to consider because typically that's what a platform as a service will bring you through standardization of your deployment process and your management process. So that's a key consideration to have, and that's a key consideration to have for your security guys as well. Because the first time you go and propose to build a PaaS, you can be sure that your security team, the first thing they'll do is start crying and feel the pain upcoming. So think about these guys. How are they going to work with your platform? How are they going to certify it and ensure that they can maintain the same level of security as what you have at the moment? And think about your auditors as well. Think workflows. How do you work? So think about how you're going to use it. What do you expect from it? How is your marketing guys working with your developers, etc., etc. So this is a big driver as well, because based on that, you will shape your platform as a service in a different way. And so that's the first thing to consider before even adopting a platform as a service. You can do some very ugly stuff with Docker or with any other platform as a service. So think first about the people who are going to do that. And always keep in mind that whenever you choose a technology, whenever you choose a solution for your people inside the company, it's because you need to solve a pain point, it's because you need to improve your efficiency, maybe alleviate your costs, okay? But it's not because it's hipsters, it's not because sales guys told you that it would be better, and it's certainly not because what you have looks old. So that's a false friend again. Sometimes all technologies actually deliver a better service. So always consider, okay, what you expect from the platform that you're about to deploy for your own people. Because at the end of the day, they will be the ones using it. I think that's it for today. I told you I wanted to keep the presentation short, so hope you enjoyed it and it can be helpful in the future. Thank you guys.